just me today.
Oh, cool. Not just you, but okay.
All right. So we are live now.
Okay.
And welcome.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me on, Ida. I'm very, very excited.
Yes, we're excited to have you. So let me just welcome our guests. Welcome to Just Minding My Business Media. We're so happy that you're joining us. Broaden the scope of exposure for your business. Learn more at jmmbmediallc.com or email us at jmmbradio@gmail.com. The quote of the day: it is by spending oneself that one becomes rich. Sarah Bernhardt. And I am so excited today because I have Skye Logan in the studio, and Skye is the CEO of, let me make sure I say this right.
Let's see, you're being tested.
Yes, I am. Philanthroinvestors.
That's right. Philanthroinvestors.
Yes, and he's been in business from the age of 12. 12. You heard that right. Since that young age, with an overriding purpose to help others, he has a long history of volunteer and humanitarian work. Before his successful career in the real estate sector, Skye was instrumental in developing and managing a one-of-its-kind, multi-location, medically assisted holistic drug and alcohol detox and rehab program. As a two-time Inc. 500 executive, his work has spanned many facets of the real estate industry, from residential sales to helping build a 50 million plus housing philanthro-investing portfolio. Wow. I am so impressed.
Yeah, thank you.
So welcome, Skye, to the show. We appreciate you being here. I want to know how all this works.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a great question, right? A lot of trial and error, a lot of crying.
Yeah, like everybody else. But you seem to have come up with the formula that is definitely thriving. So how did you get to the 2 times Inc. 500 company? Wow, that's impressive.
Yes, thank you. Well, with a great team, for sure. You have to have a great team. Anywhere you're with doing anything successful, you've built a good team, a good synergy, you've connected with the right people. You obviously have, it's needless to say, you've got a great service, a great product, great all that stuff, but you have to have a great team. So nothing happens without that.
Yes. So tell us how this company works. Tell me how everything works.
So Philanthroinvestors itself is we have a passion. We'll start with the word philanthro-investing or philanthroinvestor. So it's a philanthropy, which everyone's familiar with philanthropy.
Yes.
And everyone's familiar with investing, right? So what we do is we combine the traditional venture capital financing tools with philanthropic principles to achieve a social impact. Okay. We want to change the world. I measure a man in my entire life. I've measured a man, maybe my upbringing or just my philosophy, but I measure a man by his ability to help others.
Mm-hmm.
And with Philanthroinvestors, our target is we're raising capital for our businesses, for soon to be 6 different companies within the umbrella of Philanthroinvestors. And we want to create a social impact. So we want to raise capital, we want to make money, but I can do that anywhere, right? I've done lots of things. Capital raise for multifamily units, 400 plus units. I've done loans as a mortgage broker, a mortgage loan officer, as a realtor, as a this, as a that. I've done lots of things I can make money. But eventually when you're doing that, you just kind of want to start asking more, why am I, obviously the age old question, why am I here?
Yes.
What am I doing? And so with Philanthroinvestors, I don't work a day of my life because I love doing what I do. Okay. I love connecting with people like yourself, with others that, they again, that synergy, you kind of birds of a feather flock together. So you end up connecting with like minds that want to do more with their money, with their capital. There's so much money out there, so much finance. Our target with Philanthroinvesting is good. Take that capital and we're going to utilize it for social impact. We want to steer the planet to betterment because we want everybody to live a fantastic life. Right?
Yes.
Yeah. And if I can help an investor take his money from just the usual, stock exchanges, investing, as we like to say, just gambling your dollars. And you don't know what it goes into particularly. You're just there to make money. You want to make a return as a stockholder. You want to, this and that. Well, great. We'll still do that, but we're going to apply that to companies that are having a social impact. They have some kind of innovative technology. For instance, with Origin Clear, one of our companies that is in the water, Philanthroinvesting company that are completely pivoting. They're becoming the opinion leader in the water industry, and they're impacting on a huge scale. Or with health, with FIOS, one of our companies, or with Equity and Help, which is our housing philanthroinvesting company. And we provide blue collar workers. It's all across the U.S. with houses, people that cannot get financed. And that's that portfolio you mentioned, that 50 million plus. It's now closing up to 60 million.
Wow.
That portfolio, yeah. And we want to provide housing because not everyone can get housing. The rental market is just escalating out of control. Well, there was a huge market that was being overlooked because everybody likes Airbnb, everybody likes luxury real estate, everyone, this and that. But there's this huge group of the society that are renting. They can't afford buying a house because of credit qualifications, or they're living paycheck to paycheck or under paycheck to paycheck on that. Well, Equity and Help provides that housing to them. We're good. They own a home. You just, for less than what they were renting, a lot of the times, they're being able to own that property, and it changes lives and families. And so that's again, so Philanthroinvestors, that's our goal is to raise capital, provide it for the companies, and we're providing returns and growth in capital for our investors. Yet it's helping somebody greatly.
Yes, and I love it. I mean, You're one of a kind. This is the first time that I have actually met someone that is doing investing for the forgotten population, so to speak.
Yeah. That
is so huge.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's a coined term by the founder, Ivan Ans, and I can't definitely, I'm not going to take the claim to that. And brought me on as the CEO of Philanthroinvestors. And again, that synergy. He is an absolutely fantastic individual that is selfless, like you couldn't believe. And so we just connected like amazingly. And so that's what Philanthroinvestors is, and that's our target, and that's what we're doing. Wow,
that's awesome, because I just interviewed Riggs 2 weeks ago.
Okay, great. So know all about.
Yeah. So when you mentioned the Origin company, I was like, oh, that's Riggs.
That's right. That's Riggs. That's my friend Riggs, and they're doing fabulous things. So you got the inside scoop on that.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. So what other companies do you align with to promote what you're doing?
Well, for the housing, so we have 10 different verticals. We call them, again, a coined thing that Ivan has, life essentials. Okay, there's these 10 life essentials that we all have to have in order to operate as humankind on this planet. So we work in these 10 different verticals. For example, air, we all have to have air.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta breathe.
Yeah.
Right? Water, health, energy, housing, structures, plastics, these animals. We also have art and education. So these are these 10 different areas that we want to get into. So you interviewed Riggs in the water area, but one of our companies in the health vertical and that life essential, it's called Phios, Phios, and they're doing absolutely fantastic things. And again, that's on our website that everyone can see on Philanthroinvestor. It shows all the different companies and a huge amount of data that's overwhelming that I'm not going to try to go into in this podcast, in this interview. But feel free to dive into any of that. So on plastics, we have a company called Z-Loop, and Dubai company. We're in 16 different countries and various companies that we have. Mm-hmm. And Z-Loop is global. They're huge. They're just taking off, and they are fabulous things. So they're rewarding, they're gamifying people to do cleanup and do plastic cleanup, because when you look at the amount of plastics in the ocean, everyone hears about, it came up probably a decade ago or whatever it was. Out in the Pacific, there's this group of plastic the size of Texas.
Wow.
Kind of thing, and you look at 8 billion tons of plastics are dumped into the oceans every single year. You start, it's hard to see that some of the problems, because it might be over there, over here. I'm in the Clearwater area, and I go to the beach and I'm like, I don't see 8 billion tons of plastic. But you start looking at all the data, and then you start extending it out to the future. And if it continues on this trend, this planet is going to have a huge problem.
Yes.
Dramatic problem. So we are operating good 10 years, 20, 30, 50, 100 years down the road with Philanthroinvestors, that we want to steer that now away from the path it's currently taking. So with Z-Loop, good, a fantastic app that rewards people. They have a coin, a digital currency that they reward people. Pick up plastics, take a picture of it, bing, and you just have earned a token.
Wow.
Kind of thing, right?
Innovative.
Yeah, it's absolutely innovative. Yeah, and they have drop-off points. You can create drop-off points for the plastics. You get this digital token, and that's currently can be rewarded for services and goods. Here in the very short future, you'll be rewarded cash. You can convert that over to cash, etc. So all these innovative ideas. You're just like, how do we solve this problem? Great, we have a huge problem. Plastics in the ocean. Who is solving this in an innovative way that we can help support? Right?
Now I'm really, it's making sense. So if a company is out there that's doing similar to improve the world we live in, how do they reach out to you?
Yeah, pretty easily. Our website, which we'll give in the notes here, is very simple. pi.today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pi.today will lead to myself or my president or any member of the team. And we actually have a process to interview companies to see if they're up to par, if you will. And that's something I interview. We're currently, between the companies we're creating and partnering with, there's a whole interview process and etc. So we just start that. So they can go to pi.today. It will lead them to a website and various spaces, and they can track me down.
That is awesome. And last year I started in my conscious thinking about human. We have so many situations going on where people are hating on each other. But if we just get back to human.
That's right.
The whole world would be so different.
Hugely.
And hugely. And this year, it has been a situation where everybody that I have been interviewing has been all about humanizing.
Wow, that's fantastic to hear.
And it's like, it was in my vision, and now everybody that I'm interviewing now is all about making the world a better place, focusing on human.
Yeah, absolutely. Because, speaking of, minding my own business, this and that, and, you and I have been raised and could just make another dollar, create another business and this and that. But I really strongly feel, especially if we have anything to do with it, we're going to steer that conversation. And it's already happening. You get this change, I can't help but think back to the art of the age of enlightenment, or this and that, these huge periods throughout history. And I really feel like we're getting into this time period where we're going to have to. We're going to have to start paying attention to the planet, to humankind.
Yeah.
Not, oh, there's me, here's my group. Oh, I'm American and you're over there and we're all different and you do your thing, I do mine, and I'm gonna just look after my own. Like, no. That's
right.
That's not gonna work. We are one. Let's work together. It is crazy to think about what could occur on this planet if all vectors aligned to betterment. The amount of capital money could go into, instead of other projects that aren't going anywhere or not contributing to the betterment of mankind. But if it was all just redirected to that area, the betterment of mankind, society, the planet as a whole, it would be crazy what this place would be like.
Oh my God, it would be an awesome world.
That's right.
All the way around, because when we think human, all of us share that.
That's right.
Every last one of us share that common denominator, human. And if we just think that way and apply our energy towards how can I make the human race better?
That's right. So that's what our goal with Philanthroinvestors. We want to create a better planet. We want to have a very positive impact on society as a whole.
Yes, absolutely. Oh, wow. I'm just so tickled about this.
Tickled pink.
Yes. Now, people that want to invest, okay, why should they be moving their level of consciousness towards investing with the human aspect to it?
Well, again, I work with a lot of investors, and maybe they don't move their entire portfolio over to this, or maybe they do. Quite a few of them are. They eventually find out that that's what they want to do, because they, like, especially later on in life, I've been with some grandparents, and whenever they're at the end of their lives and things, and I really impacted me as a kid, and I didn't interview them, but I definitely took to heart like what they found important. And I always remember those moments. And I think even if someone isn't now thinking with that, if I can change that or give them that foresight of like, I got what you're thinking now, but later on down the road, you're going to reevaluate your train of thought. And if you can still make a return, again, if you want to return, great, I'll provide that. Easy. And actually possibly quite a bit more than what you're used to, but I can add to it this heart, add the emotion, add the heart and the philanthropy side up to it. It's a win-win all the way around.
Yeah, yes, it is. And then you feel like you are a part of something really worthwhile.
Yeah, and we all want to be part of something. We want to be part of something great. We always want to join the winning team. We want to be part of something great, and great, we're here.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. So now, just talking to you, you've definitely brought my awareness level up to what I should be investing in.
Yeah, Absolutely. And I think all of us, again, raising that conscious level of their investing and pay attention to it. What's your money going to? You have no idea. I won't name names, but if you're throwing your money into X fund, X whatever it is, pay attention to it. What is that being spent on?
Mm-hmm.
And just become aware. And you start looking, and I did it. You start looking, you're like, oh my Lord, what? No. This isn't. I gotta making money, but not off the backs of other people detrimentally.
Yes, absolutely.
Right? Yeah.
Absolutely. I agree wholeheartedly. Okay, so what made you interested in the water company? Let me ask that.
Well, you interviewed Riggs. He's a absolutely fantastic, awesome person, and the company, the team, what they're doing is a lot more than any other companies that we talk with, et cetera, and we partner with. But again, water is a life essential, so we want to change that positively. And again, without rehabbing that interview with him, water is in pretty serious trouble. It is, as he says, it's the new gold.
Yes.
And and it's a life essential. We can't live without it. And when you look at the number of children, number of kids, just individuals dying every single year from lack of quality water, and what is happening in that whole, again, huge problem when you start opening it up. And most people don't ever do that. They don't ever open up that problem, look at it on a global scale, and then carry it forward 50 years and look at, oh my Lord, this is what my grandkid's going to have to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
Like it'll raise your responsibility level dramatically.
Yes, absolutely. So I'm definitely going to be jumping over to your website and seeing what I can invest in, because, I'm invested in, different things in the stock market. And now that I'm talking to you, I need to be paying more attention to the things the life essentials type things that we all have to have in order to live on this earth.
Yeah, that's great. That's a great idea, Ida. I love your idea.
Yeah, because it makes more sense anyway, because I will feel more like I'm contributing to something that matters.
Yeah, absolutely. Like to be, again, sometimes you can break it down to simplicities. Like if I was to directly borrow, hey, Ida, can I borrow $100? You go, Skye, yeah, absolutely. Here you go. And I go take it and I go, I don't know, buy drugs and sell drugs. And I build up a small little blah, blah, blah. Like literally, like again, me plus like boiling it down to like something that's very visible. People go, I wouldn't do that. Of course you wouldn't. Who would do that?
Right.
But if you invest $1,000, $500, 1,000, 100,000 in these various other things that are being spent on something you wouldn't approve of. If I was to directly borrow that money from you and go do it, you'd be like, no way, get out of here.
Right.
So again, pay attention to, raise that responsibility consciousness level of that investment, right?
Mm-hmm. So people should definitely be looking at their portfolios and really digging past with the prospectus and really see what these companies are involved in.
Yeah, they should.
And do you want to be a part of that? And
that's right.
So it's that question. Wow.
That's
wow,
right.
wow.
And not only that, but a lot of our companies are early seed, pre-seed, early series. They're at the beginning of a startup, quite a few of them. So getting in early. So again, just off the philanthropy side, but just the investment side, a lot of our investors, what they're finding is they're getting in a lot earlier on some of these that are just taking off, which is a fabulous growth potential for that investment, just the money side of it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Right? Absolutely. So what's your thoughts on passive income?
Well, I don't want to be passive about anything. I'm a father of 6, so being passive about anything doesn't work out too well. And so again, starting at working at such an early age, you got to be active about it. You have to get on there, be responsible about it, and take a part in it. One, again, we all want to be part of something great. We want to be part of mankind down deep inside. So good, take an active role in it. And your investment, good, you're putting your money into it, but again, pay attention to where it's at, watch how it's going. And, it's not a passive role. You're actively engaging, emotionally with your heart and doing something, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, heartfelt investing. Wow.
That's right. That's right. The heart truth.
Yes, absolutely. And 6 kids. How do you find time?
Yeah, right. That was my practice. I kid with people. That's my practice into the business world as a CEO, is having my 6 kids, because that'll teach you.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Because you got 6 different personalities. I take my hat off to you.
Yes, thank you.
Sure. And again, how do people connect with your company?
Yeah, go to pi.today. That's the easiest way to remember. Go pi.today and you'll start looking around and you'll connect with us.
Wow. I am just elated with just meeting you.
Yeah, same here.
It is like, you just never know in this business who you're going to meet and how they're going to bring your awareness level up. So now I'm going to definitely jump over there and see what I can invest in. That's
great.
Doing great things in the world, because I want my money to matter, somewhere, not just be put somewhere just to make a dollar, but to really have an impact.
Yes, exactly.
And that sounds like what you guys are doing. And it's amazing. And you're probably the only company doing this. Because I haven't heard of any other company doing what you do, the way you do it. I almost couldn't even say it.
Yeah, we got to make it complicated for you.
Yeah, I mean, because I work for a nonprofit, and it's always philanthropy. So when I saw that, I'm like, okay, I could say the first part, but I'm used to saying the P at the end. Absolutely. Yeah. Wow, Skye. Thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule to do this. And ladies and gentlemen, please reach out. Please go to the website. And I'm going to have him say it one more time, because I know how we are. Again, Skye, how do people get to connect?
pi.today, which PI just simply stands for Philanthroinvesting. So pi.today.
Yes, and that's short and sweet. So you can easily remember it. And also it will be on the show notes as well. And definitely comment if you have questions for Skye, or you want to continue the conversation. Definitely post something, and so that we can keep this movement going, because this is an awesome way to invest and also make a difference in the world.
Yes, thank you very much, Ida. Thank you for having me on your fantastic show. I love it.
Thank you. You have a wonderful day, and we're definitely going to talk again, because I need to. Oh wow, this has been over the top. So
great.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.